Pity the Movie Lover, written by Martha Kemm Landis, narrated by the author. Movie watching tip number 1. You can usually tell in the first 5 minutes if the movie will be good. Chapter 1. She bent forward to pull the 2-year-old from his car seat, her hair blowing across her face with each passing car. Frantic to move her sleeping son away from the busy highway, she strained as she carried him across the muddy ditch. Why had she swerved to miss the little dog? And why did she leave her phone at home? Now she couldn't call for help. Could this day get any worse? Just as they cleared the bog, the groggy boy lifted his head from her shoulder and said with wide eyes, "Fwuck!" His pudgy finger pointed to a red truck barreling toward them. Horrified, she heaved the toddler as far from the road as she could, then scrambled through the muck to join him. The boy didn't cry when he landed, but sat up, blue eyes staring at the wreckage. Once reunited, they heard the terrifying screech of metal on metal. The mother yanked the boy closer just as a loose tire whizzed past her foot. Eerie hisses and groans filled the air as both vehicles rocked to a halt, but the dark, foggy scene was even creepier than the sound. She cringed at what little was left of her Corolla and croaked, "Fwuck is right." Once all movement had ceased, tears filled her eyes as she worried about the driver of the truck. But moments later, there was a creak, and a man emerged from the smoke with his hand on his head. When he spotted the two, he called in a hoarse voice, "Are you all right?" "We're okay, just shaken." Amazed the driver had survived, she said, "And you?" He loped toward them and said, "I'll live. There was a damn dog in the road, and I swerved to miss it. I couldn't even see the car in this fog until I hit it. I assume it's your car?" "It is. And the same little dog landed us in the ditch." He looked back at the debris. "Whew, I'm sure glad you got out of that car before I came along." The dark-haired man wearing a jean jacket limped up the muddy bank and offered his hand to help her up. Even with the ball cap shading his face, she could tell he was about her age. The beam of the headlights hitting his face revealed his turquoise eyes and fresh scrapes on his right cheek. "Hey there, big guy." He held up his hand to the child, ready for a fist bump. The mud-covered boy ignored the gesture and pointed to the wreckage. "Fwuck!" She shrugged. "He's not very good with his TRs yet." The man smiled and said, "Well, at least he'll do well with my name. It's Frank." She blushed and said, "I'm Angela." "Mom, this is a stupid movie. Let me guess. The beautiful blonde falls in love with Aaron Winston and they live happily ever after. He always gets the girl, and I'm just saying I don't like him with dark hair." I paused the DVR and turned to my 16-year-old daughter, Lauren. "Give it time, Wren. You can't judge a movie by its first 5 minutes. Although based on my vast movie-watching experience, I knew you could." "Well, I'm going to go call Jennifer and see what she's doing." Wren stood, stretched her arms over her head, revealing her toned, bare midriff, and then turned to leave. I announced, "Okay, but you're missing a great movie. You know Aaron Winston was nominated for Best Actor for this role." I watched as she shrugged and walked to her bedroom, leaving me with my youngest daughter in the living room. With a waggle of my head, I said, "Well, sometimes she just doesn't get in the spirit of our movies, right, Ree?" Hearing no response, I turned to see my silent 13-year-old, officially named Marie, lying on the couch, so engrossed in a book she hadn't even noticed I paused the movie. So much for Family Movie Day. I pushed play and focused again on watching the movie on my new 55-inch flat-screen TV. The two beautiful people indeed got together amid heartaches and several mishaps. Oh, and of course, the dog both drivers swerved to miss became their family pet. The story was a little lame, but I love Aaron Winston in anything, and the little boy was adorable, especially
Sample complete. Ready to continue?